I don't know about you all, but I am pissed off and disappointed with Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation right now. Many of you will be aware that the executive directors at Archwell Foundation recently released a statement on its decision to defund the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition, giving two reasons for doing so. The first being any association with blending the Nazi swastika with the Star of David is impossible to accept. The second being any language calling for the destruction of others crosses the line. They're basically accusing this lady, Jana Najib, who's the executive director of that charity, they're accusing her of hate speech. Archewell Foundation has a right to decide who it wishes to fund. But as somebody who has rooted for Archewell Foundation since its inception, I find that the way they've handled this fills me with disgust and disappointment in equal measure. Bearing in mind that Jana Najib is a Palestinian American, yes, it is her people who are being eradicated off the face of the earth by the brutality and inhumanity of the state of Israel. Archwell Foundation is accusing her of hate speech and defunded her charity as a consequence for using the words "from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." And I'm thinking, have you people lost your God-forsaken minds? For the last 76 years, the entire world knows that Palestinians have been subject to the worst kinds of crimes against humanity at the hands of Israel. That they've been subject to genocide after genocide, systemic rape, and some of the worst crimes against humanity in recent history. We know that. Every Palestinian has the right to call for their freedom. And we also know that it is the Zionist playbook to silence Palestinians and their supporters by claiming that these words call for the destruction of Jews. Utter bullshit. This is the equivalent of Archwell Foundation saying to people like me, saying to our forebears, the African freedom fighters, American freedom fighters across the Caribbean, Haiti and the like, and South America, who fought for the freedoms of black people and who chanted the similar, words and mantra for the freedom of their people. This is the equivalent of saying that those shoulders, those people were hate-fueled and calling for the destruction of white people. Have you lost your God-forsaken minds? Palestinians have the right to call for their freedoms. And I, as a Palestinian advocate, I say with my full chest that from the river to the freaking sea, Palestinians will be free. To add insult to injury, Archwell Foundation is accusing her of hate speech for calling Israel an apartheid state. What? Israel is an apartheid state. It cannot be hate speech if it's fact. So Archwell Foundation, are you saying that the ICJ, the United Nations, Amnesty International, and every other credible institution, God's earth, that has found Israel guilty of being an apartheid state are all giving hate speeches? Is that what you're saying? Because I want you to start to see how you're losing credibility and staining whatever reputation you have. An Archwell Foundation finds her guilty by association with the blending of the Nazi swastika and the Star of David. Now, we all know that the Star of David is a state symbol of Israel, and the Nazi swastika was the state symbol of Nazi Germany. So literally, by blending both, this is an act of protest against Israel's commission of crimes against humanity, which it's committing against the Palestinians. They're basically saying Israel is doing to Palestinians what Nazi Germany did to Jews. This is fact, not hate speech. And we all understand why it would be offensive to anyone. For goodness sake, who would want a symbol they associate with to be associated with any kind of crimes against humanity? This is like blending the flag of Israel with what is meant to be the image of Christ. I find that objectively offensive as a Christian. I do not want my faith in any way, shape, form, or manner to be associated with the brutal terrorist state of Israel. But I do not think that's hate speech, nor do I think it's anti-Christian. But let's be clear that Palestinians have the right to describe the oppressors as they see fit. Palestinians have the right to articulate their pain and suffering. And if they say that Israel has become Nazi Germany to them, then that is fact, not hate. These are Jewish rabbis burning the Israeli flag, which has a Star of David on it, in an act of protest against Israel's genocide of Palestinians. Is this offensive? Yes. Is it objectively offensive? Yes. But it is not hate speech. This is as equally offensive as blending the Nazi swastika with the Star of David. But neither is hate speech, because both are acts of protest against a state. a state, not against Jewish people. For God's sake, these rabbis are Jews. And I'm sick to death of people centering Jewish people in the pain and unconscionable suffering of Palestinians. Enough already. I would honestly like to give Archwell Foundation grace and say this is a bad judgment call. Go and fix this. And when I say go fix this, I don't mean, oh, go and start funding them. If you don't want to fund them, don't. But you need to fix what you've done. You have used your platform to legitimize the Zionist silencing of a Palestinian woman. You have used your platform to denounce and discredit a Palestinian American and her charity by accusing them of hate speech when they've done absolutely nothing of the sort. That is so wrong. You have done to her what so many have seen being done to your founders, Harry and Meghan, and which many people like me speak out against. So I know you know better. And that's why I say shame on you for doing that. You need to fix that. Because if your motto is really show up and do good, all you've done here is shown up and done bad. Let me break this down for you. You need to go fix the damage you've caused here. Because you see, we the people cannot trust Archwell Foundation to be a charity on the right side of history at a time that the Holocaust of Palestinians are being live streamed into our screens every single day. That in the words of Kendrick Lamar, you a fucking colonizer. Go fix this.